Hey everyone. A few months ago we did a video on, do locals actually mind people moving to Las Vegas? Well, today we are going to talk about why is it some people regret actually moving or staying in Las Vegas. Now, don't get me wrong, Vegas has a lot to offer, but just like anywhere else, it's not 100% perfect. Whether you're thinking of moving here or already live in Las Vegas, these are the common reasons why people say it's either hard for them to stay or they regret moving to Las Vegas. Real quick, before we get more into the video, please hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. And also drop some comments on what you'd like to see more from this channel. And let's get back to the video. So let's start off with one of the most obvious reasons. Obviously, it's going to be the weather, lack of seasons, and the extreme heat in the summer. Yes, the desert climate in the summer can be brutal, and we're talking about temperatures soaring past 110 degrees on the average in the summer. This past summer, we got up to as high as 120 on record. And sure, it's a dry heat, but when you're actually baking yourself, that's not okay. People often underestimate just how difficult it is to navigate those high temperatures. And they find themselves just staying indoors because they just don't know where to go. There are some alternatives if you like the outdoors. Like I said in some other videos, Mount Charleston is a great place. A lot of new residents find themselves staying indoors more than they expected in the summer months because it is quite difficult to manage and bear. And your air conditioning bill in the summer can be quite large compared to other places. And let's not forget the constant sun damage that can be done to your vehicle if you do not park it in a garage. And make sure you don't have black leather seats, because sitting down on a black leather seat in some shorts in the middle of July, no bueno. So in the summers, if you are going to move here and you like the heat, staying properly hydrated is key. And also parking in the shade for your cars or the garage. Now the weather leads into number 2, which is lack of green space and nature. So if you're used to seeing greenery from where you're from, just get used to being desert landscaping. Sure, we can drive to the mountains, sure we can drive to Utah in a couple hours and see something green, but if you're going to be within the city, you're going to see mostly desert landscaping on most homes and a lot of concrete and a lot of buildings. So there's just not a lot of greenery and green space that you're used to. So if desert landscaping isn't your thing, you might want to think twice about moving to Las Vegas. Tourism. With over 40 million visitors per year, the city, actually the Strip in downtown, can get quite congested with a lot of tourists coming in here. So tourist impact does have a big play to it. You get a lot of people who they come out here and they go to the casinos and they think that's all Vegas has to offer. Then they relocate here and then find that, going to those places, you really don't want to go so much. The Strip is generally crowded, traffic can be brutal down there, and you'll notice the higher prices when you get to the Strip area or close to it. And sometimes you feel like you're just living in a party town, which isn't always as glamorous as it sounds. Another reason a lot of people sometimes don't feel like being in the Las Vegas area is they feel it has a lack of a community feel. Vegas is a very transient city. People come and go often. It's not uncommon for residents to feel like there isn't just a big sense of community like a lot of other cities have. And especially in the summer with the heat, one can feel very isolated, especially if you're coming from a smaller area or different communities that have a stronger tight-knit feel. There is a good number of people that move here for short-term work or other temporary reasons. And sometimes it's hard to build that long-lasting relationships with others or have the feel of like an actual community. Next reason, public transportation and other infrastructure issues. The public transportation in Las Vegas is limited compared to most cities. We do have a bus service. It is very slow, so it's very difficult to get around to a lot of places. And so the city is very car dependent. If you're moving from a bigger city that has great public transportation, such as different trains, subways, trams, We just don't offer that here. And this can be a very frustrating change for new residents. And you'll notice the infrastructure struggle to keep up with the amount of people moving here. You'll notice our roads are always under construction, which can be quite frustrating and cause a lot of traffic as well. Traffic during rush hour is a nightmare. Trying to navigate to the Strip, which a lot of people do work on the Strip. And with all the events coming there, it is hard to navigate off and get home. And even though the city is growing, the expansion of schools, healthcare facilities, those we struggle to keep up with. There's a lot of teacher shortages at times, and we do employ a lot of traveling nurses that come in from other places because we just can't keep up with the growth, which leads to the job market. Now, a lot of people view Vegas as job market. If you're not in the hospitality industry, it's really, really hard to actually find something that you can make a decent living. That is slowly changing, and it's one of the things that we're trying to catch up with. Things like the NFL being here, the NBA coming here, the MLB coming here, and the NHL already being here. We're starting to grow in other industries, but right now our top industry is still hospitality, and unless you're a hospitality worker, you might find it very challenging to come to Vegas and actually make some money, since like the new Hollywood is probably about 5 years down the line. Nevada's education system is not one of the best in the country, and Clark County is not any better. Our school district often ranks very poorly in education amongst the nation, and many people coming here do seek alternatives such as private schools, charter schools as well, and it's very difficult to get into a charter school since we do also have, like I mentioned before, lack of teachers or always a teacher shortage. And with people looking more and more into private schools, that comes to our next cost of living. The cost of living in Las Vegas isn't as cheap as it used to be. It is still cheaper than a lot of other major metropolitan areas such as Los Angeles, New York City, Seattle. But compared to the income that a lot of Las Vegans make, it's still very, very hard for some people to actually make ends meet. With the heavy influx of people coming in from higher priced areas such as California and New York City, and Southern California being the largest area of people moving to Las Vegas, and their real estate and cost of living is so much higher than here still, it is bringing up the cost of living in Las Vegas. The prices of housing, rent have gone way up in the last couple of years, and people who are coming from other areas are finding it more and more difficult to find something affordable. So it's not as affordable as it once was, which puts a damper on a lot of people who are expecting it to be a little more affordable when they move from a different area. So if you're planning on moving to Vegas, I definitely suggest you do your research, contact a professional so you can find out what those costs are. Well, there you have it. Those are the top reasons people regret moving to the Las Vegas area. Now, Las Vegas does still have a lot to offer, but like I said, not everything is perfect. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please give me a call, whether residential or commercial, and I'll talk to you guys next time.